Before we begin, I want to be transparent. I used to say, well, she's her mother, give her a break. I didn't have a problem with Priscilla Presley. I believed what most people did, that she was protecting Elvis's legacy. But then I started researching. I read Lisa Marie's own words. I looked through court filings. I studied the timeline. And everything changed. This isn't about hate. It's about truth. It's about listening to the daughter who was silenced in life and nearly erased in death. Priscilla Presley carefully crafted a brand. The grieving widow, the keeper of the flame, the woman who saved Graceland. But here's the truth. When Elvis died in 1977, they had been divorced for nearly 5 years. She wasn't in his will. She had no legal claim to his estate. It wasn't until Vernon Presley, Elvis's father, died in 1979 that Priscilla made her move. Lisa Marie was just 11 years old. Priscilla inserted herself into the estate's leadership, helped form Elvis Presley Enterprises, and put herself on the payroll. She wasn't legally entitled to it, but yet she became the face of the brand. And Lisa Marie, the only heir to Elvis' estate, she was pushed to the background in a legacy that was rightfully hers. Lisa Marie didn't stay silent. She shared glimpses of what was really going on behind the scenes, moments that reveal just how much control Priscilla had seized. Lisa once said, "I made the mistake of sitting at the head of the table at a board meeting. My mom came in and said, 'Don't you ever sit in my seat. Who do you think you are? This is my business.' That one moment speaks volume." Lisa wasn't just being put in her place. She was being told flat out that the Presley legacy wasn't hers to lead. Lisa also wrote, "Everyone around me wants something, my mother included." It wasn't about family. It was about power, image, and control. While Priscilla built a public image of power and poise, Lisa Marie was drowning. She inherited her father's estate at 25, but much of that wealth was tied up in assets and management deals. By the time Lisa was in her 40s, she was tens of millions of dollars in debt, thanks in part to bad business advice, lawsuits, and the weight of a legacy that was constantly being exploited. Meanwhile, Priscilla was still receiving a six-figure salary from Elvis Presley Enterprises. She got her cut while Lisa was forced to sell stakes in the very company her father built. Lisa once said, "I am not someone who has had an easy life. I've had to fight for everything." And she did fight, to stay afloat, to protect her children, and to preserve her father's name. Lisa Marie Presley died in January 2023. Just days later, Priscilla Presley filed a legal change to contest Lisa's will. Lisa had made her wishes clear in 2016. She removed Priscilla as trustee and named her children Riley and Benjamin. The amendment was notarized and legally binding, but Priscilla contested it, dragging Riley into a painful and public legal battle, just months after her mother's death. The result? Priscilla walked away with $1 million settlement and a guaranteed 10-year annual salary from the trust she was removed from. Even in death, Lisa's wishes were ignored and her mother profited. But this is where people push back. But she's Lisa's mom. She must have loved her. But being someone's mother doesn't excuse betrayal. It doesn't override someone's final wishes. Lisa didn't just cut Priscilla out. She did it legally, permanently, and with clear intent. Love doesn't look like lawsuits. It doesn't look like control. It doesn't look like ignoring your daughter's dying wishes. But now Priscilla Presley is suddenly concerned about Lisa's teenage twins, Harper and Finley. But where was that concern when Lisa was alive, battling Michael Lockwood in court? The twins were briefly placed with Priscilla in 2017 by court order, but once Lockwood regained joint custody, she stepped back. Now, over 2 years after Lisa's death, she's back in the picture? The twins are 16. They can't touch their inheritance until they're 25. So what's motivating Priscilla? It's not hard to guess. In late 2022, Lisa Marie begged Sofia Coppola not to move forward with the Priscilla movie. My father only comes across as a predator and manipulative. As his daughter, I don't read this and see any of my father in this character. My mother knows how much this will hurt me, but she doesn't seem to care. But Priscilla didn't pause. She didn't reconsider. She produced the film, promoted it, attended every red carpet. And Lisa passed away before she could stop it. The woman who asked not to be erased was. In May 2024, a company claimed Lisa Marie defaulted on a $3.8 million loan and tried to foreclose on Graceland. The documents were forged. The case was fake. Riley took them to court and stopped the sale, and she won. Priscilla? She made one social media post calling the story fake news. No court appearance, no press conference, no support. The woman who supposedly saved Graceland in the 80s didn't show up to save it now. Because when it's not about her, she disappears. After Lisa's death, Priscilla didn't pause. She amplified. She voiced herself in Agent Elvis, booked Comic-Cons, walked red carpets, did press, did Evening with Priscilla, kept herself visible. In January 2024, she walked the red carpet with Riley at the 75th Primetime Emmy Awards. Media called it a reunion, but Riley looked tense, distant, silent. She wasn't standing beside her grandmother in solidarity. She was enduring a photo op. And when Lisa Marie's posthumous memoir was announced, lovingly finished by Riley, Priscilla responded not with support, but competition. Just days later, Priscilla announced her own memoir. Then, during Lisa's book launch at Graceland, she showed up. She posed for photos, gave interviews, made headlines. Lisa's book was supposed to be her voice, raw, real, finally heard. But even in death, Priscilla found a way to redirect the spotlight, to make it about her. Now, reports say Priscilla has secured a burial spot at Graceland, next to Elvis, Lisa, and Benjamin. The woman who wasn't in Elvis's will. The woman Lisa removed from her trust. The woman who sued her granddaughter. She wants to be buried beside the very daughter who tried to push her out. Lisa wouldn't have wanted this. She fought so hard for Graceland. Now she may spend eternity next to the one person who refused to let her rest, in life or in death. Lisa Marie Presley was not perfect. She struggled. She suffered. She spoke out. But no one listened. Everyone around me wants something, my mother included. She was trying to protect Elvis's name, her children's future, and her own voice. She died fighting. Let's not let her be erased. For Lisa.